with your bald head, come up for you.
Hi guys, welcome to another edition of the Football Show. My name is Umesi Daniel Chukwuemeka, and today I've got my man with me, Richard Badu.
Yeah,
What's with that? What's with the two hands?
like I'm just happy now the season finished and Arsenal again, you know, with me.
Yeah, Arsenal fans. Unfortunately, it's not a national day.
For life, for life, for life.
And today on the show, we're talking about the Hansi Flick move to Barcelona, as well as the biggest football transfer saga ever. Kylian Mbappe has finally moved to Real Madrid. Does that make Madrid a super team? Will they become the unbeatable team next season? Or are you still worried that this Galactico might not galactic as it's supposed to galactic next season? Again, welcome to the show. Richard, let's start from the big one. Kylian Mbappe has moved to Madrid. I know that you've always never liked that move. Why exactly do you think Kylian Mbappe to Madrid is a bad idea?
I feel it's a bad idea because at the moment the best place he can operate from is being fielded by the best player in the world at the moment. That's Vinicius Junior.
It's Bellingham, please.
Vinicius
Jude
Junior.
Bellingham, please.
Oh, you mean the best player for you?
The best player in the world is Jude Bellingham.
For you, right?
In the world, right now is Jude
For you,
Bellingham.
right?
How many players can score 25 goals and assists in a season?
That's what I'm saying for you, right?
For the world, that's anybody.
I'm saying the most operational player in my
Right,
life.
who's the best player in the
I'm
world?
not saying the best player in the
Oh, this is world.
All right. But okay, personally, I feel that now let me use personally so you can get angry. Personally, I feel that the best place Mbappe can operate from is being fielded by Vinicius Junior, who you and I know he cannot displace even in his best form.
True.
That very position. If Mbappe should get to his best form, he will not displace Vinicius Junior in that very position at the moment. You and I know that. Besides that, playing behind a Jude Bellingham, I hardly see strikers who play behind Jude Bellingham, you know, come out and give out their very best when it comes to goal scoring that much. A very good one is Harry Kane, who played behind Jude Bellingham at the World Cup in 2022. We knew what happened. Before then, in 2018, Harry Kane was actually the top scorer, you know, for England, and it was also the top scorer at the World Cup in 2018. That was in Russia. Going down to Euros in 2020, and that was played in 2021 before the emergence of when Jude Bellingham came on board, he could not actually take that very position. And ever since then, if you check it out, players that have played behind him, except for Haaland, who always wants to be a box-to-box striker, always there waiting for the ball, and of course, he gets to score. Even while he was in the Bundesliga, he could not deliver as much as he's doing in Man City now, while playing under Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham, he believes he has the vision that some strikers do, and he wants to get the goal at the same time. That would be a big problem. Now, Real Madrid don't really play strikers. Strikers have actually shown in Madrid don't wait for the ball. They actually try to come back, fight for the ball.
That's what Kylian Mbappe likes.
And that's what he likes. But this time, as a striker, you should know it will not work for him in Madrid. Reasons being that there is a Vinicius Junior who is expected to be there to work for him, and he has to position himself. Now, Mbappe really feels more effective. Him personally, from the left, and wherever he's running with the ball, he feels better than just waiting
for him to tap the ball in. But Carlo Ancelotti is a man that is very experienced in managing players. Don't you see Carlo Ancelotti will find a way to fit this team in? Because I look at this team, a lot of people have said this is a super team. They have young players, and here's my argument. Yes, they have players like Jude Bellingham, Valverde, Brahim Diaz, Vinicius, now Mbappe, Rodrigo. They also have guys, like Camavinga and Chouamani, very young, exciting players. They won the Champions League, they won the league. But other than the La Liga, can we honestly say that this team was dominant in the Champions League? They weren't. They could have been beaten by Bayern Munich if Mananoia had not happened. Against Leipzig, they were not the most effective. Against Man City, if that Silva boy, how much they paid him, I don't know how much they paid that boy, had not done what Silva did that day, they most likely would have been knocked out. Now, Mbappe makes this team better. But like you said, where does he fit in? From the wings, you can't displace Vinicius. From the middle, not a place he likes to play in. From the right, all right. So I understand that Vinicius is important, but the problem for me is the introduction of Mbappe is the way the Madrid team is constructed. Like you mentioned, everywhere is almost filled. If you're Carlo Ancelotti, how do you fit Mbappe into the side?
Well, I guess, like I said, I will start from the bench if I was Don Carlo. This is why. I already have a stable Madrid team. Okay, very good example. Now let's get back to the days when Barcelona was actually complete. When a certain Thierry Henry joined Barcelona. A very good striker, lovely, was still in his prime. He joined a certain Barcelona, and he was starting from the bench behind Samuel Eto'o. Good Johnson got into the team on loan and got a place ahead of Thierry Henry when he went for injury. When he came back, Henry had to play from the flank.
Yeah.
But he was a very good box-to-box striker.
Yeah.
But Barcelona already had another box-to-box striker that could actually play in the box and get goals because he was doing that. Now, same thing with Real Madrid. Before the coming in of Ronaldo fully into Madrid, there was a Raul Gonzalez who was playing from the same position, wearing the same number. Gonzalez was actually a fantastic player. He has scored so many goals, even though he was still doing that in his old age. When Ronaldo came in, Ronaldo was not given full time. He had to build up for the team. Now, this guy is coming from a different league, coming from a different team. He has not really played for another top team, if not Real Madrid. Yes, he's a World Cup winner. He's a good player, no doubt. One of the best in his generation. But looking at it from the right angle, from the right side, I don't think he's ready to start. I don't think he's ready to start. He will be starting for Madrid, and that's why Madrid have not made any statement of selling any of their players yet.
Who could you possibly say?
Probably Toni Kroos will be resigning, so it should be a good replacement for Mbappe to come into the team.
Coming as what exactly?
No, coming as a player, of course. With the, I believe Nacho will not be with the team next season. Most likely, Dani Carvajal may also not be with the team. Most likely, of course, it's Lucas Vazquez that can play from that very position.
Yes.
But the big question here is, or the big, deal here is that when we get to see Mbappe, what position we're talking about?
And that for me is a problem.
From the left and the right, we have the best players who can actually mount those positions.
So that means he plays from the middle. Does he not destabilize what Ancelotti has built on it?
No, it won't. Simply because Ancelotti has not been playing with a box-to-box striker. Bellingham has been filling that position majorly, and he has tried his best by giving out goals, no problem. But don't forget, Bellingham plays like Karim Benzema up front. He goes back, fights for the ball, comes back again.
Yes.
Now, this is what Mbappe will do. When he was with Lionel Messi, the struggle for Mbappe was less, and that affected the season. It affected the season.
Yeah.
He could not actually operate as much as he could, because all he just gets to do is to get the supply down to him and gets the goal. So it's just simple. So I don't really see Mbappe being as effective as everyone is saying
he will. So it's Madrid.
Yeah, you think he will?
I don't think he'll be as effective.
Okay.
But my bigger question is, does this Madrid team, is this a super team in your books?
Well,
there are rumors that they might get Alphonso Davies from Bayern Munich. They have Thibaut Courtois. Nacho is going to retire, but they have David Alaba there. I don't know who else will get to the middle of the park. At right back, they have Dani Carvajal. We don't know what happens. Midfield, they are basically stacked, for choice. But would you say this Madrid team is a super team, or are we still lacking some players to make this a super team? And do you also think that this super team can go on to win everything next season?
I think why we see Madrid as a super team is that it's because of Don Carlo.
Okay.
Give Madrid another coach,
like Mikel Arteta,
well. Probably like Lopetegui or Mikel Arteta, they will do well.
Lopetegui, they will not do well.
They will never do well with Lopetegui. They will never do well with with coaches who are not really outstanding. You can't take away the experience of Don Carlo. That's the only coach that has won the Champions League five times, with different teams. Now, this man has actually shown how much quality he has when it comes to playing in with top teams. Remember, he actually coached Everton. He could not get this kind of result.
But he got them their highest finish at a point ever. One point in Carlo Ancelotti's time at Everton, he was on the table.
It wasn't ever. Reasons being that when the days of David Moyes, we see these guys competing in places like Europa League, and of course, Don Carlo didn't take them. He never took them to that particular.
No, of course he had them.
You understand? So I think he ended 7th, and then there was nothing like the Conference League. So for me, I think Don Carlo is the exception here because he already understands. Okay, this is Real Madrid. These are my players. These are the circle of players. This is how I play them, and this is how we need to go. Same thing Luis Enrique did when he received Barcelona. Okay, this is how this is how Guardiola was doing the job. I won't really minus any players, any player. All I just do is inject a few and continue with the formation. If you remember, the same players were playing. Just Fabregas was brought in and Rakitic.
For Enrique?
Yes, for Luis Enrique.
I think it was more Neymar than
Neymar.
It was Neymar and Rakitic.
Yeah, Neymar also came in.
Because I think Fabregas
Suarez also came in.
Who?
Suarez also came in during that time. Yes, it was a season. Suarez came in. They won the Champions League.
Was it Suarez that came in? I know
Suarez was before Suarez.
No, Suarez before Neymar.
No, Suarez before Neymar.
Suarez came, then Neymar came.
No, Neymar came before Suarez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Neymar was signed before Suarez. Neymar was signed before the World Cup, and after the World Cup, the completion of Suarez actually came on board. But I think Neymar played a season before we saw Suarez. Suarez was signed after the World Cup.
Okay, I think so.
He was signed after the World Cup.
Yeah.
That was when Barcelona were so invisible, and they won the Champions League that very season. Now, that's a team I will say.
So do you think this Madrid team can have that invisibility like Barcelona
I
have,
doubt.
especially with Rodrigo, Mbappe, and Vinicius?
I doubt. Everyone is just trying to actually give the hype, but I'm not really seeing Mbappe as that classic player everyone is pointing out.
So it's not the guy.